Heyo everybody, Haku here, and I know it's towards the end of this month already, but I actually wanted to talk about Monmusu chapter 60 some more. So I'd been planning to do a review of this ever since I posted the live reaction. I had asked whether I should do the review or not, and basically the only response I got was, I mean, if you want to. And I think that's kind of the best response anyway. But yeah, I wanted to talk about Monmusu more. I think I want to do reviews. I might not do them immediately after the live reactions whenever I do those. But I kind of want to talk about the series more. So 2 videos a month, as long as we're getting a chapter a month, sounds pretty good to me. So yeah, we've got a bit to talk about for this one. It was mostly just pretty good comedy, but there are some things that I guess are worth talking about too. So I'll start at the beginning of my notes or whatever here. So first off, to be honest, I was and kind of am a little bit disappointed for 2 reasons. Slightly because I loved the Bloodsucker stuff so much in what was it called, 59.1 or 59.5? I think it was called 59.1. Either way, I loved the Bloodsucker chapter. So to go away from them and get back to the main group, as much as I like the main group, I miss them. But that's not the big reason. The big reason I was kind of disappointed is because we ended off last time we saw the main group with them having gained a bunch of weight while Kudus was away at the farm. And I was like, okay, they could do so much with a fun, kind of weight loss-centric chapter to storyline. Similar to what they did when they first introduced Polt, I guess, but more in depth, more along the lines of what Elf Sama Yasuraranai's just general story is. I thought that could have been really interesting. There's a lot of different things they could have done, and they just dropped it, and we started off as if we'd never seen that, skipping ahead who knows how much time. So I am a little bit disappointed that that just didn't lead to anything, that wasn't actually a hint for something we'd see in the future and it was just a one-off toss-away thing. And I said when I read that chapter that I thought it was a very real possibility that that's just a toss-away thing and we're not actually going to get that. But I don't know, I was just hoping for it. What we got was still good, of course. It's just I feel like we just skipped over things. But starting off, we have this selfie cover story that was cute and funny, and I loved Mero as part of it. Lala was funny as part of it too. Then starting off the actual chapter, Saria and good girl Sue, they're cleaning, and Mia's of course just being lazy around the house, so all that fitting their characters and everything. Poppy hitting a window was really funny, and she has a letter for Mia from her mom. So Mia says it's an emergency, she needs to come home and she needs to bring Kudus with her, and everyone else comes because they're smarter than to trust Mia's mother, but for some reason Mia is not smart enough to know that her mother is up to no good. Mia should obviously know this, but she's being really gullible right now. So we have a lot of funny antics at the airport, and that was the main good portion of this chapter, was all the funny things that happened at the airport. And looking at the scenes that happened at the airport, once again repeating myself, looking at those scenes, that's the kind of thing I love from Monmusu, the kind of thing we've gotten so many times, where it's just really witty and real well-written character comedy, with maybe a little bit of lowbrow slapstick thrown in, and a lot of references to the species needs or whatever in the given situation. It's very sitcom-esque, but better and deeper than that. So it was really funny. There were a lot of cute antics. Mero going to first class, Lala's body packing her head in the suitcase and it getting away. Sue is a liquid, but Sue will be good was one of the best lines. I loved it. So all that was great. Somebody brought up in the comments something along the lines of, like, where did I think Mia's home was? Would it be near Greece, since that's where the Lamia, like, sort of tale originates from or whatever? And I actually think so, because she said it was over 1,000 kilometers away, or was it thousands of kilometers away? Either way, it's not anywhere close to Japan, that's for sure. So we at least know from that wherever Mia lives, it is nowhere near Japan. And it kind of looks like the shore that we saw with all the water nearby. It looked very Mediterranean, so I think it very well could be Greece or somewhere near there. Just somewhere Mediterranean, I guess. Would be where I guess Mia's hometown actually is on a globe. Yeah. The president is super sketchy. The girls discussed that for a little bit, and yeah, still don't trust him whatsoever. He's very sketchy. Then we learn more about the snake people, actually. The snake people have 4 tribes that make them up: the Echidna, Melusine, Medusa, and Lamia. But the other 3 don't have populations as big as the Lamia, because the 3 of the Echidna, Medusa, and Melusine, they were against the extra species laws, but the Lamia had enough of a population to outnumber them in a vote and overrule them, so they entered into the laws. But the laws have caused a birth rate decline on a pretty serious scale, because Lamia need to kind of kidnap men and bring them back, and if you're not allowed to sleep with people from other species, then that causes a serious problem for species that would need that to reproduce. So birth rate has declined a lot among the snake peoples. So generally what's going to happen, and what the problem is that the other 3 tribes, seeing this decline, are planning to have the snake people pull out of the agreement, and if the snake people all do agree and pull out of the agreement to avoid their possible extinction, that means that Mia's not going to really be certified or have the papers to stay over with Kurus anymore, and she's going to have to return to her home country. So basically, she didn't want to bring Kurus, but she had to, and this was her reasoning, and she still just... She should know better than to trust these Snek people. The Snek people betraying Mia hard. She wants Kurus for herself. They know that, and they're still trying to steal him. Mia just getting shafted here. But yeah, there are a lot of Sneks. That one, the one, what was it? The panel of the city that they were in was really cool, and their writing system, at first I was like, oh, that writing is really weird. I don't know what's going on. It's just the word mirrored horizontally. So yeah. Then also there's that. They meet Mia's friends. Their designs are and then there's too much Sneks. They go around to all these different places, and too much Sneks. Too much of this fan service. Too much. I like it because I enjoy Mon Musume, but it is a little bit too much. And then we get lollies. Yes, please. That was surprising to me, because even in Japan, among Japanese fans and mangaka and everything, lollies are a bit of a weird territory. And you see a lot of mangaka would go the way that Okiato has thus far, making characters like Poppy and Key and Lilith, who look really young but aren't actually. So to have actual lollies is kind of a departure from the way that he's done things in the past. I don't necessarily think it's a bad departure, because there wasn't anything creepy or exploitative about this, and there's a big difference between that. 2 recent examples, the ones I would have would be anime. 2 recent examples, I guess, from maybe the past year or so. Tenchi no 3P had tons of lolly fan service, but it was a great story. It was so good. Whereas Ryuo no Shigoto was just really creepy and off-putting. Yeah, Ryuo no Shigoto. I watched the entire thing. It was okay, but I will say that there was a lot of creepiness to it. But this definitely wasn't that. I mean, hell, it was the one getting creeped on was Kurus. The poor man is just getting extreme surprise sexual encounters everywhere. And yeah, the lollies weren't being very good girls. But either way, yeah, again, just too much Sneks. There's Sneks going on everywhere to a bunch of different characters, and then they finally get saved by a mystery figure who I was thinking might be the communal husband / Mia's father, but who knows? So yeah, that would be my guess. We don't even know that it's a guy, to tell the truth, really. And then we get the reveal Mia's mom was obviously sketchy. They're planning on using Caruso for some meeting thing, and Mia knows that it's going to be a bad time for her personally because she doesn't want to share. Then the best part, other than the airport stuff, the best part of the chapter, Lala's head ending up in Italy, was just so good. And again, you would think maybe the hometown of the snake people is close to Greece. It's somewhere in the Mediterranean, because maybe that's why Lala's head ended up nearby in Italy. But either way, that was really, really funny. So that was it. I thought it was a good chapter. It was fun. It was funny. It was a little too lewd at parts, but that's not really a big deal with Monster Musume. Also, some things that happened were a little bit disappointed. Just generally the fact that we skipped over all the weight loss stuff and that wasn't set up for actual story. It was just a throwaway thing. That was disappointing. But we had some great antics at the airport. That was really, really good. And Lala was probably my favorite thing throughout this. She was great. Also, the introduction of lollies just in a conceptual sense is pretty big for the series, I guess. Like, we've had other child characters, like Yuhi, who became a zombie, and the girls that played around with Poppy and such, but I don't know, they never were presented in this light. But either way, more monster lollies, please. But yeah, either way, I'd give it a score of actually 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 lolly snacks out of 10. Actually 8.5 out of 10. Because even though I did say I was disappointed by some things, or some things were too much for me personally, it was still really good. It was fun, it was funny, it was all that just an ecchi comedy should be. So no real complaints about anything serious. But yeah, that's it, I guess. Like, if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of my thoughts on the chapter, what you thought of the chapter yourself. Subscribe for more Monster Musume and much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there on stuff for the channel, or talk to you there. Or if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us there, it's free and open for anyone. We can all talk about monster girls and lollies together, I guess. But yeah, that's free and open for anyone, so if anyone's interested in that, just ask and I'll give you a link to the Discord server. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.